Good morning, children. As I did three paragraphs to you all. That is the first paragraph is an old woman was walking slowly along the road. She was bent because of the chill of the winter's day. What do you mean by chill here? Unpleasant cold. And ragged means clothes which are badly torn. Grey, mixture of black and white hairs. Okay, it had become old. So the woman was old and ragged and grey and bent with the chill of the winter's day. The street was wet with the recent snow. How was the street here? The street was wet with the recent snow, and the woman's feet were aged and slow because though she had become aged, she was not able to walk properly or in a steady manner. She stood at the crossing and waited long. What did she do, children? She stopped at the crossing to cross the road, alone, uncared for amid the throng. So she was all alone. No one cared for her. She was in midst of the crowd here of human beings who passed her by. So no one cared her. It was a crowded street. Nobody cared for her. No one helped her to cross the road also, nor heeded the glance of her anxious eye. No one paid attention or looked at her, or of anxious eye means a worried or a feeling eye. Down the street with laughter and shout. What happened here? Glad in the freedom of school let out. So here after the school was over, a group of boys came into the street. How they came? Came the boys like a flock of sheep. Flock of sheep in the sense a group of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Welcoming the snow piled white and deep, which had put one on the another, it was piled white and deep. Past the woman, so old and grey, hastened the children on their way, nor offered a helping hand to her, so meek, so timid, afraid to stare. Past the woman, so old and grey. They passed the woman hurriedly on their way home. The children were very eager to go home. Hastened, moved with speed, the children on their way to go home, nor offered a helping hand to her. They did not offer a helping hand to her to cross the road, and so meek, she was mild, so timid, lacking courage, and afraid to stay means move slightly. She was afraid here. What happened here, children? After the school was over, a group of schoolboys came into the street like a flock of sheep, and they were laughing, shouting, and were happy. They passed the old woman hurriedly, and on their way home, they did not offer a helping hand to her to cross the road also. Here, along with that, she was afraid to move on her own because of movement of the crowd. Lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet, lest the carriage means wheeled vehicle, wheels or the horse's feet, she could hear the horse feet, should crowd her down in the slippery street. At last came one of the merry troop, the gayest laddie of all the group. So what happened here? Lest the carriage. She could hear the carriage wheels, the carriages and horses and the slippery street. So now what happened? Another group of happy boys came there. So the gayest laddie in the sense the happiest boys group came over there. Troop in the sense it's a group. So now you got no. She could hear the carriage wheels or the sound of the horse feet. All the people were crowded her down in the slippery street, but no one came, and now they came with a merry troop, in the sense a group of happiest boys they came, and now they were here. He paused beside her and whispered low, I'll help you across if you wish to go. A aged hand on his strong young arm she placed and so without hurt or harm. So, what is that she says here? He paused beside her. He waited or stopped for a while beside the old woman, one boy, and whispered low, Speak with a rustling breath. In a slow voice, he said, I'll help you across. I will help you to cross the road if you wish to go. If you are willing to go or if you are going to cross the road, I'll help you. A aged hand on his strong young arm. A aged arm. The old woman's aged hand was in strong young arm. The boy was holding it. She placed and so without hurt or harm. So here she placed her arms in the boy's hand without hurt or harm, without injure or damage or harm. Understood, children?